Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we're going to go through a few of the frequently asked questions that I've been getting a lot of lately, as well as some updates about how things are going on some different cruise ships and where some masks are being required indoors on cruise ships once again. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members. I am so happy to be here with you, and also welcome to all of you who are new. We are really glad that you came across our channel, and we hope you decide to stay. If there's anyone here who hasn't subscribed yet, we would love to have you with us. It will help you stay up to date on everything, as well as give you a lot of wonderful new friends here in the Let's Go family. So first of all, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is just a few questions that I seem to be getting a lot of, and so I wanted to just make sure that everyone is clear on it. So first of all, when we think of being tested to go on a cruise, we talk about being fully vaccinated and also being fully vaccinated with a booster. So to be fully vaccinated to sail on the cruise, for passengers here from the United States, you need to have 2 Pfizer doses, or 2 Moderna doses, or you can have 1 of each, it's okay if they're mixed, or 1 Johnson & Johnson dose. In my video, which I will link below, that I go through all of the COVID health protocols, I give the full list of the COVID vaccines that are accepted from anywhere in the world. And so if you are from another country, you can just go ahead and look at that video, and I list everything. Now, so in order to be able, and then in association, and so then clearly, to be fully vaccinated and have your booster, that means that you have every booster that you are eligible for. Here in the United States, you are eligible for a booster after 2 months of receiving your 1 Johnson & Johnson vaccine, or 5 months after receiving either the last Pfizer vaccine or the last Moderna vaccine in your series there, in the series of 2. And so just keep that in mind, that you need to have the booster that you're eligible for. The FDA has not ruled yet on if they are going to allow the emergency approval for a second booster dose. So I'd throw that in there. I've been keeping my eye on that. So as we think of this, I've been getting questions about sailings out of Europe on this. Now, if you're sailing out of the United Kingdom, they are allowing a little bit more time. If you're fully vaccinated, and you can go ahead and have 2 days to do your antigen test, and you can have 3 days to do your PCR test. But for sailings out of Europe from Barcelona, Rome, Copenhagen, these other ports, you only have 1 day. And that is set by those countries. By the way, I've been reading about this, and so that is what they have come up with for their protocols. The really nice thing about sailings out of the UK and out of Europe is they are going to have testing available at the port. So in Southampton, it is $60 US for the COVID test, and from like out of Barcelona, Rome, Copenhagen, those places, it simply says that a nominal fee will be added to your shipboard account if you choose to do your test there. Now, I think, as you know, Gordon and I are going to sail out of Rome on May 28th, and I am so excited. I can't stand it. But what our plan is I think we're probably just going to be tested there at the port. If the COVID numbers stay really high, we might do a COVID test in our room before we go, just to make sure that we don't get cleared out of the port and turn out to be positive. But they do offer that testing there, and I think that we're probably not going to really worry about another test and just go. But I think that is wonderful that they are offering that at the port, so that you don't have to worry about it. The trickiness would be if you're trying to fly from the United States and get to Europe, even if you weren't going to go days early to be able to sightsee. That is kind of a long trip in order to be able to fly in, get there early enough to make sure you're there in time to not miss the ship, and then be able to board. And so just keep it in mind that that is an option. The other amazing option is those the tests that you order from eMed or from Optum, Radius, those kind of places. You can do those online anywhere, because as long as you have internet, you can do them. And I also want to point out, with the tests that the government has made available for free to people in the United States, those now have an option that if you pay $20, you can have a healthcare professional monitor that for you. And so that will work. You can't just do it plain, just the way it comes in the mail. But if you add on and pay that extra $20 and do it with a video call, then that will work as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. The other thing that I've been getting a lot of questions about is, since I posted my video yesterday with those protocols from Royal Caribbean on sailings to Alaska and involving Canada this year, there's been several questions on that. A really important thing to remember is that if you are flying from somewhere in Alaska back to somewhere else in the United States, you don't need to do another COVID test. When you fly between states in the United States, you don't have to worry about doing another COVID test. If you're going to fly home to the United States from Vancouver, you are going to need another COVID test within 1 day. And so just keep that in mind. I also wanted to point out, as I mentioned in those protocols, if you are going to go ahead and come ashore there in Vancouver, they have said that you're going to have to be tested no more than 1 day before you come ashore. And so you'll have to, and that they will have information for you on how to sign up for those tests once you're on board. So you're going to just kind of have to see when they do that test and see if it will be within the window that you can get, that you can disembark in Vancouver and get home. If it's not, they do have those COVID tests, like 3 testing locations outside of security there at the Vancouver airport, which I think is the easiest way to do it. That, or else take one of those the tests with you that you can do with a healthcare provider online, because you can pull over and do that anywhere. They can, I know that maybe it's a little bit public, but you could do it somewhere, just that you needed to do it if you need to do that to be able to get back in the United States before you get on your flight. So that's an option. The next, so that is kind of where we are right now with that. And those of you that have put questions in my comments, I'll get back to you this evening. I'm going to make sure that I get caught up on that this evening. But I hope that this answers some questions. And if you all still have questions, just put them in the comments and we will cover those as well. Now, another big topic that we've all been talking about, and I talked about it on Monday, and I just wanted to bring it up one more time, is the Ruby Princess. As you know, the Ruby Princess came from a Panama Canal cruise, stopped there in San Francisco, and then went on to Hawaii. When it got to San Francisco, there were some COVID cases on board, and I looked at the list of the CDC's list of cruise ships with COVID on it, and there are very, very few green ones. And so pretty much I would say most ships do have COVID on it. I want to point that out. But anyway, they did have some COVID on it, and the news covered it there like it was an outbreak, and I still maintain it was not an outbreak. I did have one Let's Go family member comment that there was a couple of buses of passengers that were taken from the ship over to a quarantine hotel. Apparently they knew someone that was on the van, and so that it sounds like that did happen. But from what I have heard from lots of you is that seems to be kind of routine. And I can't comment on how many people it was and how many people end up in a quarantine hotel after all the cruises, because I don't know that. But I do want to let you know about that. And then I also got this really nice update from one of our Let's Go family members that I thought was very insightful. So I just want to tell you the highlights really fast. They were on the Ruby back in January, and then they were just back on it again, if I understand correctly. And the thing that was really surprising to me and to them is that on the Ruby Princess, they are already serving, like in the buffet, they don't serve you anymore. It's back to passengers serving themselves in the buffet. And they've got, they allow smoking in the casino again, which I was not aware that was allowed. And they said that since the Ruby Princess is an older ship, as you go into the buffet, they don't have the hand washing stations quite the same. And I thought it was interesting. It says that they did ask you to sanitize your hands before you went into the buffet and got your plate, but they said they observed a lot of people already breezing by saying, I already washed my hands, which I would say is a little uncool. It just takes a minute to put a little hand sanitizer on your hands and make sure that you don't share germs, especially if everyone is touching the serving utensils. But other than that, I just wanted to let you know that that is how it's been. I'd love to hear if that is still the same for all of you on the Ruby Princess right now and how things are going. I know our Let's Go family member Hal, he was so kind to comment and let us know that they boarded and things did not go very smoothly at all. He said that he thinks that there was more trouble with the Port Authority and how they were managing things than with COVID cases. But either way, it took a while to get their luggage, but that their room porter was amazing and they were having a nice cruise anyway, which I think is the best way to approach it. It's kind of all we've got. And so I just wanted to bring you up to date with everything that I have pretty much heard from anyone on the Ruby Princess and let you know that I think that everything is going okay. I don't get the impression at all that it was a bad outbreak. Now, we are hearing a lot more information on the Caribbean Princess. One of our Let's Go family members was so kind to send me 2 letters that they got, and today is March 30th. It's Wednesday, and these are dated yesterday, March 29th. And so there's 2 main things. It says, first of all, they are going to go ahead and start testing. It says if you're going to stay on a little bit longer on their sailing, you need to go ahead and be tested. It says rapid antigen tests approximately every 14 days. So perhaps they're having more people stay on. And so the next time they're going to be running the testing for everyone will be on April 2nd, because on April 3rd, they are going to start another 4-day cruise. It's called the Pacific Coastal Cruise. And so it's from San Francisco up to Vancouver. And so I am not sure if they are doing that extra testing because of what is required by Canada. That's what my guess is. But I appreciate them letting us know that this is what's going on. And then I can't remember, a while ago we got one of these letters from someone else on a different cruise ship, and it said that you get to meet some of the officers, you get to have a complimentary mimosa, and they go through any questions that you have got about your sailing, your onboard account, the process of getting on and off the ship. And if you are in one stateroom and you have to switch to another stateroom for the next sailing, they've got all the information on that. So I wanted to let you know that they are doing that testing. And then also on the Caribbean Princess, they say that they have identified COVID cases. They don't say how many, in both the guests and the crew members. And so out of an abundance of caution, they are requiring that the guests wear the KN95 masks in the indoor areas of the ship. And so that is a little bit of a change. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how long that stays or if it goes soon. But for now, that is what they feel like they need to do on the Caribbean Princess. So any of you on the Caribbean Princess would love to hear how that's going and how long that lasts. I don't know if it will continue when they start that new sailing on April 3rd, or if it's just for the end of the cruise that is sailing just right now at this very moment. But, and you know, I wanted to add, I think this is what we are going to see going forward. COVID isn't gone, and I don't think that it's going to go away ever entirely. And so I think that over time, we are just going to see places like cruise lines and other things just do what they can, what they are hoping, you know, out of an abundance of caution to try to be able to mitigate the number of cases. But I don't think COVID's going to go away. And so just kind of keep in mind that that's where we are, and just know that things like that can change. I wish I could foresee and just tell you exactly what's going to happen. I know I have a lot of Let's Go family members who are still wearing their masks on ships, and I have a lot who never want to wear a mask again. And then we have everybody in between. And so I just wanted to let you know kind of where we are. And the same thing with vaccines. A lot of people want that requirement to go away, and a lot of them don't want that requirement to go away. And so we'll just kind of have to see how things go. But for the foreseeable future, I think we're going to be dealing with COVID. The next update that I've got for you is the other day we asked about the stairs in the pool, and so many of you are so kind. You went back and looked at your photos. Somebody was on the Caribbean Princess and let me know. Dimitar, I hope I said that right, our Let's Go family member said that the very aft pool has steps that go in. It's like, well, I guess it's not the most aft. The very aft pool is the one that's that you look off the back of the ship, but they were saying the aft pool that is just beneath the sanctuary, it would be the retreat pool, that there are steps going down into that pool. And when they said it, it jogged my memory, and sure enough, I remembered. So there is at least one pool that you can get in and out easily if you need to have the steps rather than the little ladder thing for the pool. The other day I talked about price increases. I heard from our Let's Go family member, Tracy. She was saying that they have their Circle Australia cruise. They already have had booked, but as they looked at it right now, it is already selling for $10,000 more than they paid for it. And so there's a price increase that we're seeing. Like I mentioned the other day, there's a lot of really affordable cruises still. We've got that Canary Island one I mentioned just off the top of my head, the Tasmania. I'm telling you what I've been looking at. But there are still quite a few that are really affordable. So, but some of them, I think probably according to like how high demand they are, they're starting to go up. So if you've got something in mind, you might want to go ahead and book it so that you can have that price locked in. Now, the two quick other updates here, if you'll stick with me. The Regal Princess, one of our Let's Go family members on her, said that they are in Europe right now and that all of the ports that she has been called at so far have required masks. So I'm just telling you all this to prepare you for what is going to be required if you're sailing there soon. It's hard to know how the requirements are going to change any as we get closer into summertime. But I think it's going to depend. A lot of the European countries are having a lot of COVID cases right now. So my guess is that's why those masks are required. But I just wanted to let you know, and I thought about it and I thought, oh, I hope that when we get on our cruise, you don't have to wear a mask when you're in the ports. But at the same time, I'm committed to going. I just want to get to go. And if I have to wear a mask, I would rather wear a mask and go than stay at home, because you never know what tomorrow brings. And so that's just my approach, but I wanted to let everyone know what's going on. And she also said that on board the ship, about 25% of the people, the passengers, are wearing their masks in the indoor areas. And then the last thing is our remarkable Let's Go family member Ken is on the Sky Princess right now. And I've been putting together a list. He so kindly emailed me and said, I'm on the Sky Princess. What are your questions? And so I'm working on my list. I'm going to send that off to him tonight to get some answers on things that I've been wondering about. But if you've got a question for the Sky Princess or what's going on right now over there, just because they're in they're sailing out of the United Kingdom, go ahead and just put it in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as he answers. But I will put it on my list of things to ask. And so I really appreciate all of you sticking with me. We had so much to talk about today that I would just love a discussion in the comments about what all of you think about everything going on. And I would love to hear what your approach is just to how to handle things, to not worry so much about things. If you're just not really worried at all, if you're just ready to go no matter what. We've talked about it some, but as some of these things change a little bit, I would just love to hear what everybody's thinking and what you're really looking forward to most on your next cruise. I think that would be a really fun discussion topic too, and we'd really enjoy that together. So I hope that you all enjoy these updates. If you do, will you please give this video a thumbs up? I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.